Hello once again, my beautiful people. Clearly need to get some new tea lights. So today's reading is, I've done this specifically for TikTok because I kind of feel like I did you guys a bit dirty last time. And yeah, Spirit kind of told me to do this. So as you can see, we've got a choice of 6 today. Pick as many as you want. This will be pile 1, this is pile 2, this is pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, pile 6. I know it's a bit of a weird way around of doing it, but that was the way Spirit told me to do it, so take that as you will. Okay, so I will see you for your readings. Once again, I'm burning incense, which is why there's smoke. But just as a reminder, that's pile 1, pile 2, pile 3, pile 4, pile 5, and pile 6. Much love and peace. Hi, pile 1. So you chose this pile, which had the purple fluorite. And you can see it very well because my one is quite small. You know, as they say, sizes and everything. Har har har. So fluorite generally represents the element of fire, has fire energy, and is a good protection stone and helps with activating the third eye as well. And these are the piles. What I've got is we're using my Kawaii, or I can't remember how you pronounce it, deck today, which has an angel light stone on it. Got messages from the fairies, and you've also got my moon oracle deck. So how I'm doing these readings today is I'm initially going to have a look at your message that Spirit wanted to tell you, or wants to tell you about things, and then we're going to move into the tarot and the other messages with the moon Spirit deck, which I'm just going to plop over there out the way. So, oh yeah, and I've also pulled a tarot card. This is the deck that I originally wanted to use, but Spirit told me not to use this one, but then weirdly enough it left me 6 out, and so anyway. So the message you guys have is, I am loved and I am wanted. Oh, can't see that because my hand's in the way. I am loved and I am wanted. So maybe that's something you need to remember. Maybe you're having a bit of trouble, maybe having a bit, well, yeah, a bit of like self-esteem issues maybe or something. So the tarot you got was the 2 of Pentacles. So Pentacles it is the slowest sign, if that makes sense. So like if something's going to happen with Pentacles, it tends to take longer, whereas if you were to have like the Wands, for example, it tends to happen quite suddenly. But with the Pentacles being represented by Earth, even though it takes a bit longer, it is more grounded, it's more solid, it's more stable. And I feel with this card, I think what it's saying, I think this is you, and it's almost like you've got a decision to make, you've got to make a choice. And as you can see on the card, the man is looking at the one that's up in the air. And I think that's signifying to me that you know which one you want, but you're not trusting your instincts. But we'll get some more information on that. So Spirit, can I have, but with all this water, it could also mean something to do with emotions. Okay, so we got the Queen of Pentacles, we got the Six of Pentacles, and you also got the Two of Pentacles again, which is very interesting. Let's see if we can see those properly. So let's get some more info for you guys. So I want to start with this second Two of Pentacles that you've got, which is very interesting that you have two of the same card. That's usually what, that's obviously why Spirit told me to use the other deck, because they needed to get this message out too. So again, it's about a choice, and as you can see again, you've got one like kind of like it's been tossed in the air. So I'm definitely feeling that there is a decision that needs to be made. And with this Six of Pentacles coming up, as you can see, there's quite clearly a little love heart on there. So I'm feeling that it is maybe something to do with maybe a relationship of some sort, not necessarily a romantic one. It might be maybe mother and son, father and child. Mother and son, father and child. I don't know why it came out like that. But parents, mother and child, father and child. It could be to do with your parents. I'm not sure exactly. But the Six of Pentacles is generally about balance. It's usually represented by what looks like a man. I'm just trying to see if I can pull it out of one way of the decks. By a man giving a coin, or several coins, to what looks like beggars. So in this deck, as you can see, it's a woman giving a coin to this little boy. So it's basically, again, it's like a card of balance, which is why as you can see on this one, you've got the scales here. So what I'm feeling with this is that this relationship, whatever it is imbalanced. I think maybe with this heart, I think maybe you're giving more than you're getting from this person. With this Queen of Pentacles here as well. So she's someone who is very grounded. She knows what she wants. She's represented by Taurus, so that might mean something to you, but it might not. So she's someone who, like Taurus, likes nice things, you know, and I'm not obviously calling you guys out. I'm Taurus myself, so I can relate. We all like nice things. And comfort, home comforts. It doesn't necessarily mean you want to live in a palace of gold, but you know, you like to live comfortably. And I think what Spirit is saying here is that maybe the imbalance here isn't just with regards to the relationship. It's also an imbalance within yourself, that you're perhaps maybe not giving yourself enough love and attention. And because you're seeking it perhaps from this other person, that anyone who ever watches RuPaul's Drag Race knows the infamous phrase, if you can't love yourself, how in the hell are you going to love someone else? And it's true, you've got to find the love within yourself first. You can't seek validation from other people. Well, you can, obviously, it's up to you, but generally it's just that will just be a hollow way of getting love. You need to have it from within. So I'm just going to get some messages, words of advice, guidance to finish this off, as obviously we are limited for time. With it all being pentacles as well, that's saying to me that there's a lot of earth energy, or that's what Spirit is saying, is that you need to do some more grounding. So you might want to look into that as well. It's just something I wanted to mention there. That one wanted to come out. So you got waning crescent moon. I have learned and grown from past events. So I think this is more like almost like a future message, is that you're going to learn from this. Or perhaps it's a case of you're repeating the cycle, and this is just a reminder that Spirit wanted to give you. And lastly but not leastly, get some messages from the fairies. Yes, there is. So you would like to say, goodbye to the old, hello to the new. You finish one part of your life and now a new and even better part is beginning. You can read that on the camera there. But goodbye to the old, hello to the new. So it's a similar kind of message here. So I think what Spirit is trying to say is that you need to stop trying to do things the old ways and move on. You're past that now. Yeah. So hopefully that was helpful in some way and made sense or resonated with at least one person. And that's all I have for you guys now. But much love, much peace. Mwah. High power 2. So you selected this little milk quartz. Quick story, this is actually quite a special stone to me because it randomly came with some houseplant soil that I had. I was pouring it into the pot whilst I was replanting and it fell out, so I've like cleaned it up and stuff. But yeah, so this little guy it helps stimulate your crown chakra, and it ensures healthy flow between your upper and lower, between the upper and lower planes. So if you're someone who tends to astral project, things like that, getting some milk quartz is quite useful to have. And what I'm doing today is we're using this tarot deck, and we're also going to get some messages from my moon oracle and messages from the fairies, and Spirit randomly threw out 6 tarot cards from my other deck and told me to use this one. So yeah, anyway, I won't get into all that. So first, what we're going to do is have a look at your first card. So the first card you have here is, I will not let others impose their limitations on me. So this is a good message for maybe someone who, if you're maybe doubting yourself, or if you're someone who takes to heart what a lot of other people say or think. But yeah, and your tarot card is the Ace of Pentacles, which is a really good card. Very nice, very pretty. So the aces generally represent something like a new beginning. Pentacles obviously generally tends to represent something financial. It also is represented by the element of earth. So, and you've already got a bit of green here, and weirdly enough this kind of came from the earth because that's where it came, well, all crystals do technically, but that's where this one came from. So we're getting a lot of earth energy, which I got in the other reading as well. So I think you are someone who has got quite strong roots, and you're not someone who necessarily is easily swayed by others, but I think this is just a reminder, because obviously when someone that we really love and or respect says something, we obviously take that on board more than a random person. So I think Spirit is just trying to remind you of who you are. I think that's kind of the general message here, but I'm going to pull some more tarot and we'll have a look. So, okay. Spirit, can I have some cards, please, for pile number 2? These 2 wanted to come out. And can I have one more card to use for pile number 2. You want it to come out as well. Okay, so we've got quite a bit of high major arcana here. So we've got the Emperor. We've got the Seven of Cups. And we've also got the Hierophant. So I'm going to start over here with the Emperor. So the first thing I want to say is, with this deck, as you can see, it might just be me, I don't know, but with these little curly tufts here, it makes me think of a ram. And obviously the ram represents Aries, so I don't know whether that might mean something to some of you. And also with the number 4, it makes me think of April, which obviously is where Aries, well, it doesn't start, it starts in March, but it runs through to part of April, finishing in Taurus for the rest of April. But Aries is just a strong sign I'm getting here with this one. So with the Emperor, so the Emperor is someone, it's basically someone who is very strong, grounded. It's a very powerful card to draw, especially with it being obviously from major arcana, as I said. So what it's telling me here is that it represents kind of like power of the mind and a way to help solve any problems that you're having at the moment, which I think you might be, especially with this Seven of Cups, which is like a card of uncertainty. Like maybe you have too many options, too many choices. And with the Hierophant, I feel that you are a spiritual person, or maybe you're someone who's newly on their spiritual path. And I think maybe you're not sure whether to continue with it, or maybe other people's influence, be it just energetically or literally them saying, you know, what are you on about, you're blah blah blah, it is making you question it, whether you should continue. With the moon here as well, it suggests that you are somewhat in the dark. But with this Ace of Pentacles and with the Emperor as well and the Hierophant, you have got the ability to have a new start, to continue on your journey if that is what you wish. But obviously it's ultimately up to you what you do. That Spirit wants to remind you that you shouldn't let others impose their limitations on you, aka their limiting thoughts and or beliefs. But ultimately it's up to you what you do. It could also maybe be something for some of you to do with maybe a job or maybe an investment. Maybe you're thinking about starting a business, and some people are like, no, it's too risky, blah blah blah, which is the case obviously with any business. But with this Ace of Pentacles and these two here, I just feel you have got the ability to do this. I'm not saying you're going to become a millionaire. That'd be nice though, wouldn't it? But I feel if that's what you want to do, you can do it. You have got, Spirit is behind you. They do believe in you. So let's just see what else they have to say. Okay, you want to come out. So you've got new moon. I have the power to shape my own reality, which is exactly what we're saying here. Is that it's up to you what you do, but you've got more power than what I think you realise you do. And your spirit guides are just trying to tell you, you can do this. If this is what you choose to do, if this is the path you want to go down, then do it. And let's see what advice that you have from the fairies. Fairies, what else? Oh, okay. Quite blunt and to the point. So you have be yourself. This situation calls for you to be your authentic self, which is the basis for your personal power. So again, you need to be true to yourself. Don't let other people dictate to you who you should be. You know who you are. And you also got summer. Everything that you're asking for becomes yours in the summertime. So you might have asked a question, or you might have had something in mind. So hopefully that's answered that question for you. And also we're very, very close to the summer. So that's interesting. So yes. So I wish you the best of luck, pile 2, with whatever it is. But just remember to be yourself, and that you have got the power to shape your own reality. Don't let other people pose their limitations on you. Much love, much peace. Hi, pile 3. So you chose this green jasper, which I just find it quite an unusual stone. I don't know why. Just something about it I find a bit odd. In a good way, these things, you know. So it represents the earth element, which is weird because all the readings have had quite strong earth elements one way or another. So interesting. And it helps. It's known as like the growth crystal. So, and it helps calm your body and your mind. So I'm interested to see what this reading has for you guys. So what I'm doing is I'm pulling cards from this tarot, but not straight away. Getting some messages from the fairies and using my moon oracle as well. Spirit pulled 6 cards randomly from my other deck, which is the deck I was originally going to use, that told me to use my other deck, which is why we're doing this today. But anyway, so let's have a look at your message. So you have, my life is an adventure, which is interesting. And your tarot card is the Sun. And if you look, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but it says about something about voyage. I believe it's in French. So if any of you guys can read French, let me know what that says. But so that's quite interesting how that links together. So I'm quite intrigued to see what this is all about. So I don't know whether you guys are thinking about traveling, or whether it might be a spiritual journey maybe, or something. I'm intrigued. So I'm going to pull some tarot because these aren't giving me a great deal, but the Sun, it is like one of the most powerful positive cards you can pull. So well done, pile 3. Well done, well done. And interesting, like I say, this is the growth. So that could be a journey, like I said, it could be a spiritual journey or a personal journey of some sort, which is interesting. But let's see. So Spirit, can I have some cards please to pile through regarding the situation we're looking into today? Can I have some cards please? Pile number 3. In your own time. For you. 9 of Pentacles. What else? What else do we have? Pile number 3. I'm going to have to put them out from the top deck in a minute. They don't jump out. Not sure why. Can I have some more cards please for pile number 3? Okay, I'm just going to pull. Okay, so You also got the Nine of Pentacles, the Ace of Swords, and you also got Death. So I want to start with Death because that tends to usually freak people out. It's not a bad card. It means a new beginning. So like it kind of ties in with well, it does tie in with what we're saying, is that you're on some kind of new journey, or you're about to start one, be it a physical journey. You might be going traveling, I don't know, or you're planning on maybe moving house. You could be changing jobs. It could mean a whole manner of things, whatever resonates, as this is a general reading. But it is 100% happening. And with this Ace of Swords, I'm going to tell you that it's going to be happening very, 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 very soon. With this Nine of Pentacles, it's all good. Very positive reading this is. Basically, I'm not saying that you're going to become a millionaire or whatever this new venture that you... I was going to say venture then, so maybe for some of you it is a venture. But it's going to make you so happy. So happy. And these two children here, it just makes me think of with the aces and the sorry, it doesn't make me think of the aces, it makes me think of the pages, because they're always represented by a child, because it's something in its infancy, something like it's in the beginning. So that's what I feel. And you've got a little horse. I don't know if you can see it. And it is only a cute little toy horse, but it makes me think about, again, going on a journey. So I don't know exactly what you're doing, pile 3, but whatever it is, Spirit is very happy about it. You've got the sun shining on you. So well done. Good for you. And let's see what the fairies have to say. I don't know why I've pulled these, because I'm going to go for these first. So fairies, what would you like to tell pile number 3 regarding this? Oh, you got 2 here. Cool. So you got 2. So you've got debt paid off. The old weight and habit of debt is lifted from you and your life. And you also got affirmations. To lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations. So I firstly want to address this one, the debt paid off thing, because when this card comes up, I don't want anyone thinking that that means literally all your debt's going to be paid off somehow, that you're becoming into loads of money, and because that might be what's happening, might be. I'm not saying it's not, but I just want to try and help. So generally when this card comes up, it means something's ended, something that was holding you back, I would say, from whatever this journey is that you're going on or wanted to start. Something was holding you back, whatever it is now out of your way. And with this card, with the affirmations, which is a beautiful card, by the way, I just wanted to say, to lift up your thoughts and energy and to attract what you desire, use positive affirmations, which I think is something that you probably do. But I think with her sitting on the moon and you having the sun here, obviously they're quite polar opposites. So I think it's just a reminder that when things do get shit, because you know things do, use positive affirmations. And lastly, but by no means leastly, I'm going to pull a card from here. So this is my Moon Oracle deck. So Spirit, do you have anything you'd like to say or advise pile 3 regarding this venture? Okay, you want to come out. So you've got waning crescent moon. I can rest when I need to. So I think that's something that Spirit is telling you here, is that you need to make sure you remember to rest with this. Don't get too caught up in it, because obviously it is easy and it is exciting when these things happen. But it's just to remind you to make sure you are resting and looking after yourself and to remain grounded with the earth of this. But I just really wanted to mention quickly before I close this reading that I was just drawn to this X1X, which obviously would say 21, or the number 3. So if any of those numbers might mean something to someone, I just wanted to bring those up. But other than that, that is everything I have for you, pile 3. I wish you all the best. Congratulations. And much love and much peace, as always. Hi, pile 4. So you chose the black tourmaline. This literal one as well. This is like one of my all-time favourite crystals. I just love this crystal. It's a very strong protective stone. Helps against protect you against negative energy. So if you're someone like me who is an empath and or just someone who tends to pick up a lot of people's energies, it's really good to carry one of these around with you, or maybe get some jewellery or something that is black tourmaline, because I don't know about you guys, but sometimes you just randomly pick up on an emotion or an energy or something, and you randomly just start feeling a certain way, and sometimes you have to stop and think, is this me or is this somebody else? So it's a good stone to have. Anyway, so we're pulling tarot in a minute. We've also got some messages from the fairies and the moon oracle. I'm using my Kawaii, I know I'm saying it wrong, but that's just how I say it because I'm an idiot, tarot today. I was going to use my usual dark mansion, but Spirit told me to use this and randomly pulled 6 cards from my dark mansion, which is why we've ended up with 6 piles today. So anyway, let's get into it. So you have my every desire is achievable. So off to a good start going. And your tarot is the 5, so it's the 5 of Wands. So the 5 of Wands is often about a struggle, frustration, and as you can see in this card, the men, I don't know exactly what they're trying to build here, but they're trying to do something and they're all kind of doing it differently, coming from different directions. It's just a mess. So for me, it always reminds me of teamwork as well. But I think for you guys, and with the black tourmaline coming up, don't worry about the green jasper, that wasn't my last reading, but maybe it was for you too, so we're going to leave him there. And it's saying my every desire is achievable. I think maybe you're working towards something or wanting to make something, and maybe not people that are necessarily getting in your way per se, but I think maybe they're making things a bit more difficult for you than necessary, which is why you need to kind of protect yourself with other people's energies, because sometimes these things happen and it's not intentional. It could be and it could be just people's energies, because obviously everyone's energy is different. So I think what Spirit is trying to tell you is to just be aware of that. But we're going to pull some more tarot and see what else we can get from this. So on the back you've got the Magician. I don't generally do the backs, but that was just looking at me, so I decided to tie that. Weirdly enough, last time I randomly decided to pull the bottom of the deck, it was a Magician too, but hey ho, it is what it is. And you got the 7 of Cups, and you also got the 3 of Pentacles. So with this 7 of Cups, generally the 7 of Cups, what it means is like when you've got a lot of choice, you kind of, oh, I could do this, I could do that, but you're not actually making a decision. And I think maybe these energies are preventing you from maybe having the clarity that you need to be able to make the decision that you want in order to make your desires achievable. With the 9 of Cups, that's a really good card to pull. It's basically kind of like contentment. I'm just trying to see if I can find it in another deck. So as you can see in this version of the 9 of Cups, this guy is loving his life, you know. He obviously lives in this amazing place. He's got all his cups in a line, he's got his money, he's got his nice drink of wine. He's very comfortable, very happy, very content, which is what this card is about. And with the Three of Pentacles, it's signifying that the initial completion has been made for this. So this is the outcome, in my opinion. This is what Spirit is saying, you know, that you can achieve your desires and be happy. But I think, so initially I was thinking that the obstacles were the people and other people's energies, but now I'm starting to see that I don't think it is. I think it's you. I think maybe you're someone who maybe overthinks things, overanalyzes things. Maybe this, whatever this desire is that you have, it's almost like you need to take a leap of faith with it. And the initial stages have been done, but now you need to really put the work in, and you're not sure, because obviously there is a possibility that you could fail. I don't know whether this is anything, I mean, I don't know exactly what this is in relation to. It could be a relationship, it could be a job, it could be a whole manner of things, but that's kind of what I'm getting with this. But what Spirit is obviously trying to tell you is that you can do this. You just need to have some more faith in yourself, and maybe get out of your head, like with the moon. You need to get out of your head a bit more and be a bit more practical. And with the Magician being on the back, as I said, yeah, this makes sense as well with the Ten of Swords. So with the Magician on the back, as you can see, it's got the infinity sign here. So that's kind of like Spirit telling you that your possibilities are infinite. You can do this, you are magic. So you just need to have faith in yourself. But with this Ten of Swords as well, that is telling me that it is, not that I don't mean to be having a go, I'm not coming for you, but it's you, you're in the way. Because the swords generally represents kind of like your thoughts. So as I said, I think you're getting in the way of yourself from whatever this is happening. But let's see what the fairies have to say. I said 2 words for you guys. Oh, there you go. So you got emotional healing. As your heart heals of old emotional pain, you receive new blessings and love. You can see that there. So I think that maybe whatever this is maybe something you've done previously, and it didn't work out, or something like that. And what Spirit is trying to tell you here is that you need to heal that part of you. And you can do this. You need to get out of your head and remember that you are magic, you are infinite, your possibilities, your desires are infinite and can be achieved with this Nine of Cups. But you need to get out of your head. And lastly but not leastly, let's consult the Moon Oracle. Thank you. So you got New Moon. I attract abundance of all kinds. But what I'm just drawn to the way that this moon is, and how it's almost like it's empty. It's got all these stars. It's similar to, it reminds me of this actually. The Ten of Swords. I feel it's almost like it's almost like there's something missing from you, that you're missing. And or you're protecting yourself. You've got all this magic coming at you, but you're not taking it, you're not receiving it. But that's just me. Anyway, that's all I have for you, Pile 4. I hope that was helpful. And just remember that you can do this. Your every desire is achievable. You can do this. With this 9 of Cups, you can do this. But obviously it's up to you what you do. But as always, I send you much love and much peace. Hi, Pile 5. So you chose this black tourmaline. The other pile number 4 also had black tourmaline. Obviously it was a different one, but it's obviously the same thing. So black tourmaline is an amazing crystal. It's all about protection, protecting you from negative energies. So if you're someone who is maybe an empath or someone who just tends to pick up on a lot of other people's energies, then I would strongly suggest, if you don't already, getting some black tourmaline. You do need to carry it with you though for its protection qualities to work. Okay. So your message is, I choose hope over fear. I choose hope over fear. Okay. And your tarot is the King of Swords. So firstly, what I'm getting here is that you are someone who is probably quite intelligent. Not that I'm saying anyone else that watches this and any of the readings isn't, but I'm just saying that's one of the main qualities that's coming through here for yourselves. I feel, and with you, and I feel this card is representing you. You're quite logical, and someone who's quite determined as well. And I think that whatever the situation is that we're looking at today, it might be something that is maybe going to involve you maybe having to use less of your brain, your cranium, word came through there, and use more of your heart. But I could be wrong, but let's explore what else Spirit has to say today. But yeah. Anyway, so Spirit, can I have some cards please for pile number 5? Thank you. She gave me 2. How nice. So you got the 10 of Swords, the 7 of Cups. Sorry, this card has come out 3 readings, and I swear I am shuffling, but weird. And you also got the Sun, and on the again. Sorry, normally I don't read the back of the deck. I know some people do. Just like how some people do reversals. I don't read reversals usually, but Spirit is drawing me to it. So you're the 8 of Cups. So, and you've also got the 6 of Cups as well underneath that. Interesting. But let's have a look at. So straight off the bat with the 10 of Swords, you are someone who overthinks things. And I think that whatever this is something that you are overthinking. I think maybe because it's something that you can't analyze as such, and that's why this is your message, is that I choose hope over fear, because you're fearful that whatever this is, that I think that it might potentially be something to do with a relationship of some sort. Not necessarily romantic, it could be a business partner maybe for some of you. I just feel quite strongly that some of you that is the case, but it could be any manner of relationship. And that's why these swords are representing the heart. You're fearful of having your heart broken. And with the 7 of Cups here, so the 7 of Cups is basically when you've got choices, you've got options, but you're not able to make a decision, or you don't want to make a decision, and so the situation is just stagnant. So I think whatever this situation is, it's something, the ball is in your court, and you're trying to use your intellectual mind to make the decision, but think, as I said earlier, that this is a matter of you need to listen to your heart, you need to trust your gut, and you need to choose hope over fear. With the Sun on your side here, the Sun is arguably one of the best cards in the deck. It you know, the Sun shines. It's just a very positive card. So I think regardless of the outcome, I'm not saying that if you go for this that the person's going to say yes, or it's going to work out and it's all going to be sunshine and fucking rainbows. Sunshine. But it's going to be for your greater good regardless. It will work out, so you'll look back on it. So I'm trying to think of an example. So say you were hoping to go into business with someone and they said no, so you go at it alone, but it works out for you and you become very successful. Now you don't have to share that 50-50 with someone, you've got it all to yourself. It's, I'm not saying that is what it is, but that's just an example. You're not listening to your heart, and Spirit is trying to tell you that you need to make whatever this decision is, or do what it is you need to do. But yeah, so I'm going to get some messages from the fairies straight away. I wanted to come out. Right, throw 10,000 things. Okay, so we'll go for that. So you got love life. The basis of your question involves your romantic life, which is now changing for the better. And you got these cute little children fairies on there as well. So as I said, I think for quite some of you this is going to be romantic. That could also be something else that maybe you will question it, even if that isn't something you were thinking about or wanting to ask about, or that's not what this situation is. That's fine. Just take what resonates. That could purely be a message for somebody else. And you also got practice, practice, practice. With daily practice, you can polish your skills and talents and increase your confidence. So I think that this is in relation to maybe those of you that maybe if it is a business venture, maybe you're seeking the skills of somebody else. But what Spirit is saying is that you can do it by yourself if you want to. It could also be practicing loving yourself and exploring your emotions, your inner self. So in which case I would suggest getting some rose quartz, because that's quite good for helping to open up the heart chakra. And lastly but not leastly, let's see what the final message or messages are for you guys. Okay, I'm just going to take the top one here, which is new moon, my potential is unlimited. So I think what Spirit is trying to tell you with all of this is to have a bit more faith in yourself. And I think that maybe you know what you want to do. There's no question in my mind about that. You know what you want to do, but you're just frightened because obviously there's the fear of rejection, which obviously makes, you know, that's completely normal. It's how we all feel. But you can't, I'm trying to think of the phrase. If you don't take risks, then there's no risk of being hurt. But there's also the risk of not finding love, not finding happiness, pure happiness. Your cup will never be full, is what I'm trying to say here. Your cup will never be full. You can't come at everything from an intellectual point of view. And I'm just seeing with these two here, I think it's almost like you need to let your head and your heart have a conversation. But that's what I get. But pile number 5, I hope that was helpful. And I do wish you the best in whatever you do. Much love and much peace. Hi, pile number 6. So you chose this rose quartz, which is like, it's kind of like known as like the love stone. So it helps open up and heal the heart chakra. It's a very strong healing stone. It's also very good for bringing out self-love. So your message is, everything is possible, the impossible just takes longer. And I have to say, the first thing that pops into my brain after that is Alice in Wonderland, when she says, I can't remember how many she says, but you know, like 10 impossible things before breakfast every day or something like that. So I don't know whether that resonates with anyone, but that was what, yeah. And your tarot is Temperance. So I feel this is something, I don't know exactly what the situation is that we're looking into today, if I'm honest with you, but we will hopefully get some more information from the tarot cards that will tell me. But I feel you're someone who is quite balanced, you're quite content. If you look how content she is and calm, the waters are all very calm as well. I feel you are very much Alice in Wonderland, and I feel that you've gone down the rabbit hole and you are content and happy with what you found. But let's see what else we have. So I'll start with the Hanged Man. So the Hanged Man is basically not stagnant energy per se, but someone who is, for lack of a better term, hanging around. So that's it relates to the energy that I was saying earlier with this Temperance, is that you're quite content, you're quite happy with where you are with things. And again, the Nine of Pentacles is a very positive card. I'm trying to see if I can, it's the same kind of thing really. It's quite a content card, and here it is. So as you can see, she's got the coins, so the pentacles are all kind of like growing, so it's like she's reaping what she's sowed. You know, all her hard work has paid off basically, and that's how you feel, or that's how you're going to feel. And then with this King of Cups over here, so it's you again, how happy you are. I like the colour coordination as well. So the King of Cups, that's Cancer energy, by the way, just in case anyone, you don't have to be Cancer or know anyone that does it, it might not be relevant, but just thought I'd bring that up. So he's someone who is quite emotional, like he wants a relationship, but at the same time he's scared. It's kind of like, I mean, it is like crabs in general, really, like how they neither belong in the water, in the sea, nor on land, but they can live on both. So it's like, I feel that this is you. I feel that you're quite content and happy in your life, but I think that one thing that you don't have, or that you're thinking about having, is a relationship with somebody, which is why the rose quartz has come into play, because that maybe is some area that you've maybe neglected. And that's no shame, no shade at all, because obviously you do you, boo. If that was what you wanted to do, then obviously that's fine and fair play, because obviously you've been quite successful. But that's what I'm getting from this, which isn't really telling us about what to do going forward, is it? It's generally where you are now, which makes sense with this energy here. I'm going to pull some more cards though, because we're not really getting a lot with this. I'm taking this one. So you got the Three of Wands. Yeah, I'm gonna put that there. Three of Wands. So the Three of Wands is like something, the initial completion of something, which is why it's quite tidily wrapped up in a bow here. And I feel with it being these love hearts that come through as well for the swords, not the swords, sorry, the wands. I do feel this is a matter to do with something to do with the heart. I do feel that this is, it might not be a romantic relationship. It might be maybe you wanting to expand your relationship with your child or a parent or something. But it's definitely something to do with a relationship. And what Spirit is saying is that if that's what you want to do, then do it. Because everything is possible. The impossible just takes longer. So I think maybe it's something that you've been thinking about for a while, or it's something that you thought wouldn't happen or couldn't happen. What Spirit is saying, that isn't true. It's just that some things take longer than others. And you know what they say, the best things come to those who wait, I think is the phrase. Let's see what the fairies have to say. Okay. You've got assertiveness, stand up for your beliefs and only say yes if you really want to. And you also got Sun. Your son is watched over and protected as he explores his world. So with this card, obviously not all of you will have a son. It's one of a few cards in this oracle deck that I feel I have to clarify, because it doesn't necessarily mean a son. Obviously it could mean a person that you view as a son. So it could even be like a younger brother or a younger friend. It's definitely, I would say, probably a male, someone who is younger than you. I feel I'm not sure how this relates, if I'm honest with you, to this situation, but for those of you who this resonates for, take it. If it doesn't resonate, then forget it, don't worry about it. But I think what they're saying is with this relationship, which could be with a son for some of you, maybe that's why it's come about, but anyway, you need to be assertive, and if it's what you want, then you need to go for it, is basically what they're saying. And lastly but not leastly, anything else, Spirit, you would like to tell? Pile number 6. Thank you. So they say, first quarter, my intentions are powerful. And this always, I know it just makes me think of the Big Bang, and also Big Bang Theory. So I don't know if that resonates to anyone, but my intentions are powerful. So I think what they're saying is be careful. Only do this, only go for this if this is something that you definitely 100% want. Because it will happen. But anyway, that is all I have for you, pile 6. I wish you all the best. And I send you much love and much peace.